Okay, so in today's video, we are going to stop at this Goodwill and see what we can find. Spoiler alert, if the title didn't give it away, we don't find anything. It doesn't always go how we hope. So anyways, I see this purse, which is a Sack Roots, which I personally like their purses, so I have carried them before. So I take a look because I like the oilcloth on the outside. So it's $5.99, which is a good price, but it's dirty, so I do leave it behind. I really liked the pattern, but I don't like it to be that dirty for myself or for reselling. So we will just take another look over here. And the next purse that I am going to show you is a Myra bag. I like the texture and the style of it, and it has some pockets on the outside, which I think is important, but it's $9.99, so that price was a little bit too much. Sorry, it was a little glitchy there. I had to edit out. A little girl had walked by, so I wanted to take her out of the video. This is a Jessica Simpson bag for $9.99. Her bags historically don't do very well that I have seen. I did kind of like the style of that one, but I do leave it behind at that price. Just taking a quick look through over here to see what we find. I don't tend to have a lot of luck at Goodwill with purses. I do better at yard sales or estate sales. Not that purses would be a top category for me, but I'm not opposed to looking at them for resale. This is a Valentina, which I think can do okay. I do believe it's leather. And I think it again is priced at $10. Yep. I will continue working on my angles. That's something I do sometimes struggle with. So I look at that little piece. I do believe it was a flash color, so I left it behind. Wasn't real crazy about the little cherubs on the side either. And then this Goodwill, their shelves are very hodgepodgey, it seems like. We have some figurines, some clear glass, some candles. It's all kind of mixed in. So this is like a Yadro wannabe. I always check just in case, you never know. Yadro can be a good seller as long as it's not chipped and stuff, and in the price is right. So I liked this. It was very colorful, but it does look like it should have another one to back up against it, so I left that behind. Even though it was $1, I was like, I didn't think it would fetch much money. And this was interesting. And at this point, I'm trying to see if I can see a maker. I don't think I get to it because Goodwill notoriously puts their stickers right over the maker mark on items. So especially when filming, it becomes quite a challenge. And so sometimes I will stop recording to look, but that was not something I was going to do. The Mother Mary is still there. Now that owl candle, I do like the look of it. Just selling candles can be problematic in the summertime with the heat, so I don't pick them up too often. And I am going to pick up crackle glass and see. I think it had some wear, so it got put back. I look or pick this up, and I think I do look it up later because I do put it in my cart, but it does go back. I think it is just like a Target item, so no value. You can see that's where I put it in the cart. I don't show you where I take it out, but I do in fact take it out. A lot of encased faux florals today. I really liked this. If it was hand painted, I would probably have picked it up. But with it being all white, I just wasn't sure. I don't know. It probably still could have been a good pickup. And this, I really liked the look of it, but it is trashed on the inside. So I don't know if those marks would come out even with some elbow grease. And then some more blue glass. Now that candle holder on the bottom shelf that had like the wicker around it, that was very neat. Not something I would want to ship though. I'm trying to make it easier on myself. So this was neat, but $4.99 for that, I just felt like was a bit much. I imagine that would maybe sell for $12 max. So not much room in there after fees and everything. And of course, if you see anything that I have missed that had some value, leave it in the comments below. I'm sure there are plenty of things I don't know much about yet. And then this is etched glass. I find it interesting. I know some people might collect it, but it's not one that I will necessarily pick up. And we come to the glasses. Oh, I did see this. I love birds, but he had two chips on that side. I didn't even look at the other side. So he had to stay behind. So glasses, I'll always peruse just to see if there are some like 70s glasses. Those can sell. Typically you want two or more. Sometimes you'll just find a single, and that's a hard sell. Checking out the coffee mugs. I didn't see the price on that one. The Mulan, I think it might have been marked up, so I did put it back. Because coffee mugs can sell, but not for usually a ton of money. So, and this is how I tend to look at the plate section. Just say there's plates and move on. I just feel like that's where something I would probably drop a bunch or something, and I don't know. Goodwill in my area does not charge if something gets broken, but I still don't want to be the person who drops a bunch of stuff, so I tend to avoid that section. If I were looking to complete a collection for myself, then I would definitely dig, but not usually the case. And this is the plastic section. I always just kind of look over here for like Starbucks tumblers or anything like that. Now vintage Tupperware can sell. That was $3.99. I don't know if that one had value. I currently have quite a bit of vintage Tupperware, so I try not to saturate my store with too many of the same things. So I did pass on that one. And just taking a quick look at the office section. See if there's anything jumping out. Vintage pins can sell well. Old stationery, those sort of things. The Goodwill here today was so incredibly loud. I felt like they were just throwing things. I'm like, what is happening in here? And nothing in this section jumps out at me, so and looking at this Dove men's bar, I put that in the cart to run comps on, and of course I already told you I leave with nothing, so it does not have any value. But soap can sell. I have actually sold soap multiple times. Typically if it's a discontinued scent or vintage, that sort of thing. Oh, this is like the back wall. It's the electronics and where they put the clocks and everything else. So I tend to just walk down here. You can find vintage calculators that can do well sometimes, small appliances, that sort of thing. And of course, I don't find anything. So definitely, if you see something I missed, I would love to know, just because I left with nothing, which can be disappointing. It happens, you know. You can't win them all, so. Hey there, so I stopped in at a church yard sale and I only picked up a couple things. So I'm gonna add this to my can't always win them Goodwill run where I did not pick up anything. So a couple of days of not very good stuff, but anyways, let me show you what I got. Okay, so the first thing I picked up was this little candle holder with the Christmas trees with that sponge painting. And then it is a Three Rivers 1992. So I paid 50 cents. I think it's a pretty good deal. And then I only got two things. I can't remember if I said that or not. And then the next thing I got was this stopper. Typically I don't pick up stoppers, but this is a Fifth Avenue Poland. So since it said Poland and there's no chips or anything, I went ahead and picked it up because I have sold stoppers before. I've sold one. I can't remember what I sold it for. I was thinking like $10, and it was not crystal, I don't believe. I think it was pressed glass. So we're gonna give this a whirl and see what we think. Thank you so much for watching. If this is content that interests you, if you'd hit that like and subscribe button, I would greatly appreciate it. Have a great day. I'll see you next time.